Well, hello there. Taking advantage of this week, which has presented me all sorts of opportunities to get out and hike in the afternoons and evenings after I get off work, I have made my way out to the Red Top Mountain area again, doing the Vineyard trail, which I've not done before. It's rated to be a challenging trail, so we'll see if that holds true. It's about a little over 5 miles out and back, so it's going to be one that, you know, takes me along the lake shore here for a good stretch, and anxious to see what lies upon this trail for me. But I'm going to focus on making sure I follow the track properly, and we're going to continue on and we'll check in along the way. But for now, we'll see ya. Well, I'm only a little ways into this trail, and I'll say so far it's kind of living up to its challenging rating. The ascents and descents have been quite elevated. You know, maybe not extensive distances, but challenging slopes, rough terrain over rocks and narrow passageways, and yeah, getting a bit of a workout trying to make my way along here. So we'll continue on and see if that continues to hold up for the balance of the trail. I do have a sharp incline followed by descent, you know, up to the peak at the end of the trail and then returning back. But we'll see what the trail looks like in between there and here. So far enjoyable, but yes, I'll say a slight challenge. So, continuing on. Taking advantage of a section that has a slightly more gradual grade to it than many of the other areas on the trail I've covered. Just thought I'd share a few thoughts. It's been a quiet hike so far. I've only passed one person heading opposite direction from me. Squirrels have been out, but not plentiful, and even the birds have been kind of quiet. So it's just sort of that time of the day when everything is shifting gears, and the later evening activities have not begun, and the prime day activities are winding down. So looking ahead, I was checking out the topo map for the slope ahead, and yeah, I've got a heck of a steep climb that's going to be something like 600 feet of elevation change in a relatively short distance. So I'll take advantage of this more gradual stuff I'm on right now, because my legs are definitely going to get a workout on the way up that. But we hope that there's a good view at the top to make it worthwhile. We'll share that with you when we get there. Well, I'm at the point of the trail where I'm about to make the turn and start my steep ascent. So we'll see what things look like. I got a view from the side, as you saw in that last picture, of the peak. It's not, you know, maybe a mountain, but at least a significant hill that I'm now starting my way up. So we will see how the trail unfolds here for us, and hope that the legs hold out. This is the trail heading up there, and I don't think there's much in the way of relief along the way. So I'm not going to worry about trying to narrate my way up there. I'm going to save my breath for walking. We'll give you a look from the top if we make it there. Well, I made it up. And I'll say the views are, I'm sure, great if the trees weren't in the way. But I'm just glad to have a level spot for a moment. You see the tower here and birds circling above. Whew! That was a climb. I'm glad it's over. I'm gonna rest here for a minute, get a good drink of water before I start my descent. And I'm sure that will be its own exercise in concentration, if nothing else. But for now, I made it to the top. Well, almost down to the base of the mountain, following the trail here as it dips to its closest point near to the Edible River. So I actually have a water crossing for the first time today, of sorts anyway. Careful of slippery rocks, don't want to twist an ankle now. Still got a good hike back to the trailhead, but successfully navigated the descent and did so carefully but steadily, so pleased with that. The light is getting lower and the temperatures are dropping off to a pleasant coolness, which is to be desired after, or at this point in a strenuous hike. So I'm gonna continue to follow this path until I get to that terminus point by the river before I make the sharp turn heading back to meet up where the trail began the ascent of the mountain. So continuing on for now, as I do my best not to fall on my face. Well, I'm almost back to the meeting up with the point of the trail where I deviated off to head up the mountain, having looped down and back around. And as I'm walking along, I see this rather impressive cliff side that I'm walking beside. And it's you know, one of those unique and unusual features that I like to call out. Of course, I need to watch my step as I'm gazing up at the cliff so that I don't become a permanent fixture here myself. And now we come to the point where I start retracing my steps. So if I'm lucky, I might get a little fuzzy-tailed fella over here in the wood bramble. Oh, there he goes up that tree. A couple of our four-footed friends here. One who is determined to stare me down as I gaze upon them. The other flitted away a little bit more quickly. And off you go. Tail held high and proud. And we continue onward. Navigated my way around this on the way out. Let's see if I can do it again now that I'm a little bit more tired and there's a little less light. Not that it's hard to see, but you know, it's an outdoor jungle gym, so to speak. As we go over one, under another, and then over, as we get stuck along the way, over a third. And we continue on. Well, I'm getting closer to the end. I figure I've got maybe a little over half a mile left. But my light's getting low, so I'm going to go ahead and close out the video here. It's been, as promised, a challenging hike. I've enjoyed it, but it has definitely given me a workout. Seen a few sights along the way. Won't say it was the most picturesque hike I've been on. A lot of closed woods, and as we saw, the peak did not offer the sweeping views that one might have hoped for. But, you know, I've seen some interesting things. I've challenged myself. I've seen a new trail. So all of these are positives to account for the trek out here today. But I'm going to close it out like I said. Thanks again for coming along with me. And we will see you on the next trail.